Thank you, Nika. Anyways, happy Saturday, everybody. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope that your Saturday went well. And I know that a lot of times you guys are really busy. So seeing that you guys are in class today is amazing. So thank you for coming through. And thank you for showing up. Today's class is going to be so much fun, but I also want to reset some things inside of the community. So that is why I did this class. Um, Give me one moment. But yeah, so that's why I did this class in order to just reset some things overall. So, before we get into it, usually when I start any of one of my classes, I do a guided meditation. Reason why I do that is mainly to get you guys in the place of just visualizing and getting prepared. Hey, Elizabeth, and getting prepared for the lesson. You're listening while you work. Okay, no worries. To get you prepared for the lesson. For those who are not at work and driving or anything, I really want this to be a very interactive class. I want you guys to be able to participate because we're going to be doing some things to number one, shift your identity, and then we're going to be talking about ChatGPT and the ways that you guys can utilize it. We're going to be talking about the new changes inside of ChatGPT, and I'm going to try to do a lot of these AI classes where I'm teaching you different features about these different softwares. So, ChatGPT is always updating. Google always has some updates going on. So, I'm going to try to bring this to you not every Saturday, but maybe twice, 2 Saturdays out of the month. Okay. Just so that you guys can get up to date with all of the softwares. Also, too, I want you guys to, before I get into the guided meditation, I will be teaching a class about workflows and the importance of you guys having a workflow whenever you, and I teach this to my students too, but I want to teach you to you guys overall. The importance of you guys having a workflow and um not getting the shiny object syndrome, okay? Because just because a new software came out doesn't mean that you have to run out and get it. Okay. Doesn't mean you have to run out and get and spend your money. Right. If you have a workflow that's working, then keep it. Now, doesn't mean that you cannot test out another software in the meanwhile. No, it doesn't. You could test it out. And if that works better than the other software that you're using, then go ahead and switch over. But what I am going to tell you is a lot of these companies are competing with each other, right? So I'm going to date myself a little bit. So if y'all remember during the dot-com wars, right? This was the late 90s, early 2000s, and it was companies like Yahoo, AOL, oh gosh, I can't remember all the companies, but all of them, Google was out there too. But all of them were in Axe Jeeves. We had all of these search engines that were really fighting for the attention, but who beat them out, right? Eventually Google did. Hotmail, right? I seen somebody with a Hotmail account the other day. I was like, "What? You got a Hotmail account? I didn't know they still made those." But anyways, and so we are in a era in our lives where these AI companies are literally fighting for everybody's attention right now. So what does that mean? Just like in the era of the dot-com days, where you had all of these companies that were trying to vie for your attention, but eventually one of those companies kind of beat out everybody, which was Google. That's the same thing that's going on right now with these software companies, right? So ChatGPT just dropped. Oh my God, what the thing that it just dropped with the image, ChatGPT 2, everybody's raving over it, right? Um, and the same thing for Claude and then Gemini, they're all going back and forth with each other. But what I want you guys to do is really focus. So today's class, the beginning of today's class is really going to be about identity shifting, talking about um your nervous system and why a lot of you guys are in the state of, man, maybe you have started in this space and you made money, you seen some traction, but then you stopped, right? Or you're going from idea to idea and you never feel ready to start, right? I want to talk to your mindset. I want you to create a mindset, build out a routine, um, so that you can feel safe to accept the money. Okay. And I say this because when I first started out, I, when I first started out in 2024, I started gaining traction. I was making money, then I was making money consistently. But what I realized was I was not keeping it because my nervous system was out of whack, out of whack because of so many different things. Right now, between me going to therapy and then working on my mindset and working on just doing personal development is it's being regulated. Right, I breathe, and whenever something feels overwhelming and I'm getting anxious, I sit there and I calm myself. I don't try to work through it. And this is especially for my minority African American women. We try to push through everything, right? And what I want to teach you guys moving forward is don't push through it. If you are not feeling it at the moment, you need to take the time to breathe and not feel guilty to do that, okay? Put got it in the chat if you got it. I don't want to get before myself, but let me go ahead and share my screen. We're going to go ahead and do this guided meditation, and then we're thank you for the guidance. Thank you. Thank you. And again, if you're working or driving, you don't have to close your eyes and do the guided meditation. If you're not working or driving and you can do this, because it's just a visualization, then do what you can. Okay, give me one moment. I meant anybody in the minority, not just African American women. Because we are all taught to push through, hey, you got this, you're strong. And it doesn't pay to just be the strong friend. Yeah. All right, y'all. Let me know if that's too loud. If it's not too loud, put a one in the chat. If it is, put a two. All right. So close your eyes and take a deep breath in and slowly exhale. And again, inhale through your nose and exhale out of your mouth. Let your shoulders drop. You don't need to rush. You don't need to force anything. Just be here. Now bring your awareness to your body. Notice how you feel without judgment. Are you holding on to stress, pressure, overwhelm? Just observe it. And now, gently remind yourself, I am safe. Take a deep breath in and exhale slowly. Now, I want you to imagine the version of you, a higher version of you, the woman who already has the life you've been working towards. She is calm. She doesn't question her worth. She doesn't second guess her moves. She moves with certainty. Picture her clearly. What does she look like? How does she carry herself? How does she speak? Notice her energy. It's not rushed. It's not desperate. It's grounded. It's powerful. It's secure. Now, imagine stepping into her life. You wake up as her. You do what you do What you do first, how do you feel about money? How do you feel about yourself? There's no anxiety here, no fear of losing it because you are safe having more. Say this quietly to yourself. It is safe for me to have money. It is safe for me to grow. It is safe for me to become more. And I'm going to repeat that one more time. It is safe for me to have money. It is safe for me to grow. It is safe for me to have more. Now, feel the energy in your body. Let it settle in your chest, your stomach, your mind. This is your new normal. Not survival, not stress, but stability, peace, control. Now, ask yourself, what would this version of me do today? Don't overthink it. Let the answer come naturally. Hold that answer because that is your next move. Now, take one more deep breath in and exhale slowly. Wiggle your fingers, bring awareness back to your body, and when you are ready, open up your eyes. You just met the new version of you. You already have what you want. Okay, let's get started. How are you guys doing? And imagine, that higher self, that different version of you that had everything you wanted, had the life of your dreams. You just met that version of yourself. So that means that you already have whatever you want. You already have it inside of you. Now, the only question is, are you going to move like her? All right. So the first half of class, I want to talk about identity shifting, right? And how you do that when it comes to reaching your goals. Okay. Um, so when it comes to identity shifting, and I teach this all the time, whenever you're manifesting or whenever you want to reach your goals, you have to become the person that already has the thing. Okay. You don't manifest what you want, you manifest who you are, right? So if you're always in a constant state of desperation in survival mode, then you can't manifest anything but survival mode and desperation. But if you're in a constant state of, and I put the worksheet in the chat so you guys can grab it, because what I want you to see is this. I want you to see the worksheet because I want you guys to work through it. But I also want you guys, when we get off this call today, is get you a journal, okay? Write things down. Technology is amazing, ChatGPT is amazing, but whenever you write things down, that helps you to hold it to your memory, remember it, and also it just gives you a routine to do, a habit to do. Remember to write it down. It helps you to remember it more as well. So, anyways, you have to become that person, right? So, a lot of us are in this thing. Either you are working the 9 to 5 and you want to secure another stream of income. Maybe you love your 9 to 5, right? But you just want another stream of income because this economy is looking real funny right now. And you realize that relying on one income is just not a smart thing to do. And so want to be in a place where maybe you're making 10K months, right? But if you are not, if you don't have the habit of a 10K month person, do you think that you can make 10K months? If your mindset is only at $1,000 a month, you can only believe that you make $1,000 a month, but you want 10K. What do you think that you're going to manifest, or what do you think you're going to get? Put it in the chat. Y'all put that in the chat for me. Do you think you're going to manifest 10K months, or you're going to manifest $1,000. Let me know which one you think you'll manifest in the chat, right? So the answer is you're going to manifest. Danica said, I'm still going to manifest 10K. No, you're actually going to manifest 1K, right? You're actually going to manifest 1K because your belief system is telling you you only can do this thing. You only can do this one thing, right? But where we mess up, this is where we mess up. We mess up because we feel like we don't have to change our habits or what we're doing right now in order to get to the thing that we want, right? So let's say you want to make 10K months. Is your life set up for you to receive 10K? Are, your daily habits, your money habits, your eating habits, your sleeping habits, all the things, is those things set up for you to receive 10K? And that's just y'all don't have to answer that out loud, but that is something that you have to really sit down with yourself and have that evaluation and say, you know what, dang, I really am not set up for it right now. But the thing is, you can get set up to do it. Working on it. Exactly. You can get set up to do it. You can get set up to do it. And that's what I want to teach you guys today. Getting set up to prepare yourself for the life you want before we get into money. Because people can teach you about, yeah, you could do this in order to get the money, and you may implement it and get the money and don't keep it. You went ahead and spent it on something because your nervous system told you, "Oh my God, um I don't think I deserve this, so let me go ahead and spend it." I had a friend who literally, she told me um she didn't know how to keep money in the bank because, she was just so used to not having money, till she just, when she had money in the bank, she would just spend it. Okay? And that's a real thing. Some people struggle with that. Um and so what I want you guys to understand is you really have to analyze that internal thing that you struggle with, and really think about it. Okay, so let's get into it. So the most important part, so I want to welcome you to the most important part of this entire experience. We're starting with identity work because here's the cold hard truth: your identity creates your reality. You will never go further than the limits of how you see yourself. If you see yourself as someone who is constantly unlucky or bad with math, your brain will literally find ways to prove you right. Okay. Today, we end that cycle. So let's get into step one. Now, I know you guys don't have journals, but you do have this worksheet. But I want you to get a journal. So, but if you do have a journal or a piece of paper, this is what I want you to do. On the left hand side of that paper or journal, what I want you to do is I want you to write higher self. Okay. So this is going to be your higher self side. This isn't about what you want to manifest. It's about who has the things you already want. Okay. So I want you to write higher self on one of that side. So with the higher self, I want you to give yourself an alter ego, right? So let's say you are the person that wants to manifest, you are this person who's making $100,000 a month. You don't trade your time for money anymore. Maybe you could travel. I don't know what the life of your dream is. I'm just speaking some random stuff, but you don't trade your time for money anymore. You have the house of your dream. You have the love of your life. You have everything that you ever wanted. What is the name of that person? Give that person a name, not the name that you have right now, but give it a name. So it could be Nika 3.0. Okay. It could be Dr. LaShawn, upgraded. Whatever you want to call her, just give her a name. Okay. Now, after you do that, after you come up with your name, the next thing I want you to do is I want you to be very detailed about what she does. Does she have a morning routine? So let me pause right here and talk about morning routines. You should have a morning and a night routine. Okay. You do something before you go to bed, or you do something before you wake. I mean, when you wake up in the morning and before you go to bed, you should have a morning or a night routine. What that does is that keeps you in a commitment to yourself, right? So let's say you tell yourself, okay, I want to go to bed at 10 and then wake up at 6. That's going to keep a commitment. Now, a lot of times when you don't keep the commitment, you're lying to yourself, right? So if you can't keep a commitment to you, why should you obligate other people to keep a commitment to you, right? So this also helps you to stay accountable to yourself. Okay. But anyways, does she have a morning routine? Does she have a night routine? How does she stand? What products does she use? How does she dress? Does she have does she have a chef? Does she have a personal trainer? Does she have housekeeping? Does she have a chauffeur? What kind does she wear, designer clothes or does she just wear regular clothes? What is she doing? I want you to detail that in detail. Now, you guys don't have to finish all of it today, but put some detail into this, put some thought into this, because what I want you to do is it's also about feeling like her. Okay. It's all about feeling like her. So if you give it detail, that's really going to help you. Okay. Most importantly, how does she feel? Okay. Feeling is the number one medium to your subconscious mind. So whenever you can describe it in detail and then you start to feel it, like feel it in your body. Okay, let me give y'all an example. Y'all ever had some really good food at a restaurant? I'm near Houston, so Houston has some really good restaurants. You know what? Let me not say Houston. I went to New Orleans and I went to this place called, I think it's called the Gumbo House or the Gumbo Shop. I don't know, but it's gumbo something. And let me tell you, that gumbo was so good. That gumbo was so good. It was so delicious. And then I went to the hood spot in New Orleans and I tasted the gumbo, and that gumbo was so good. So when I think about that, I can taste the gumbo, right? I could feel it. It's like I'd be like, yes. And that's what I want you to think about whenever you're, detailing who your higher self or the person that you're becoming, you know, is what the type of life that they are living and their clothing. I want you to feel in your bones that when you are, visualizing, you see yourself at the beach. You see yourself, on a plane or flying private. You see yourself and you get so excited because if you can feel it, right, then it will come to you quicker. Okay. Now, I do want to say this. I use manifestation in order to really focus on my goals. It's a great goal settings tool. So if you are somebody like me that needs stuff like that, this is a great way for you to achieve your goals. All right. Step number 2, the funeral of your old self. Now look at the right hand side of your sheet. Okay, y'all. And what I want you to do now, if I'm going too fast, y'all put a 1 in the chat. If you're good, put a 2 in the chat, so I know that you guys are with me. Okay, so now we're gonna funeralize your old self. All right, because your old self can't go where your new self is going. All right, so write down your current habits and be honest. Be honest. So write down your current habits and the stories you tell yourself. Those identity anchors like I'm not ready, I'm too old. Thank you so much, Faye. Faye, you said slow down. What did I say? I said slow down, right? Number 2 was slow down. Okay. Um, Let me slow down for Faye. Coach Faye. All right. Okay, okay, okay. No problem. Y'all know I say stuff and I forget what I just said a few seconds ago. It's a really bad habit. All right. So, what I want you to do is on the right side, this is when you are getting rid of your old self. So, what I want you to do is I want you to write down your current habits and the stories you tell yourself. Those identity anchors like I'm not ready, I'm too old. I don't know how to do this AI stuff. I'm not smart enough. All the things that we tell ourselves in order to self sabotage and not move forward in the direction that you want to do, right? So, this is for you, y'all. Nobody is judging you. I can't see your paper. Okay. I can't see what you're writing down, but be honest. I want you to be honest, right? You can lie to everybody else, but you can't lie to yourself. So, the person in life that you should never lie to is yourself. Okay. So when you're writing this down, just be as honest as you want. Those reoccurring thoughts that you tell yourself every day, whenever you getting ready to, post. Oh my God, this post is so lame. Those thoughts that come up, too much to do. Yeah, you got too much to do. um when they tell you to post consistently, you create the content, you don't post the content because you feel like it's stupid or you don't want to put yourself out there. Write all those thoughts that you tell yourself. Okay. um so what I want you to understand is you have to have a rebirth. To have a rebirth, excuse me, you must have a death, right? So, in order to be rebirth, you must die to something. Something has to die in order for something else to be resurrected, right? You have to let go of the old version of you. Sorry, y'all. So legally, Alexandra might still be on your ID, but in this room, she's gone, right? So whatever that name is, Miss Tama may still be on the idea, but in this room, she's gone. Because what are you doing right now? You are creating the new version of yourself. So we are killing the version of you that accepts less than you deserve, so you have space for the new, right? So you got to make room. You got to get rid of the old so you can make room for the new, right? I love spring. Let me just say this real quick. I love spring. When spring comes through, one of my favorite times of the year. I was born in June, so I'm a summer baby, but I love spring. And the reason why I love spring is, winter is just over, and the sun is coming out and the flowers are blooming. It's like you can see all of the growth, you can see all of that, right? Now I'm from Florida. I didn't see the seasons change, but when I moved, I did get a chance to see the seasons change, and I love it. I just always have loved it. And so when spring comes, spring is the visual representation of what it means to. So winter is when everything dies off. And then when spring comes back, is a representation of rebirth, right? Because then you see all the trees and everything. So I want you to think of your life like winter and spring. There's going to be a season of your life where you have to die to some things in order to come into the new, right? And so I want you to focus on that. All right, step number 3, the science of vibration. This isn't just fluff, right? Your body is a molecular structure, a massive energy at a high speed of vibration. So everything in the earth, the universe vibrates, and you attract energy that is in harm with your frequency. Most people have a poverty consciousness because because of their paradigm. The group of habits in their subconscious is programmed for lack. So what does that mean? What that means is when you have a poverty consciousness, you're looking at, okay, now I want to say this. I'm not the type of person that is going to say, okay, just think positive and everything is going to know. That's not what I'm saying. But there's a way to think when you're looking at a certain situation. Is the economy jacked up right now? Yes. Is gas prices going up? Is groceries going up? Is all the things going up? Of course, there is. But there's two different people, two different mindsets that we have. We have the ones that will just complain and never change anything about their situation, and try to, look at the situation and then see, what is there a way that I can, get out of this situation or make this situation better? or there's a group of people that just will sit there and complain. So today I was watching this video on TikTok because sometimes I do doom scroll, and it's this guy on TikTok, and he goes out and he has thousands, hundreds and thousands of followers, but he goes out and he shows them how to make budgeted meals, right, from Dollar Tree and Dollar General, right? It's really interesting. I love it. And so one person in the comment is like, "Oh, you're gonna have to see your doctor for this and all that." And and I'm just like, this man is literally teaching people how to make $10 budget meals for a family of two or a family of five, and all you have to say is about Dr. Meals. Sometimes that's all you can afford. But it's all the way that you look at it. So then there's other people in the comments like, this man has really helped me through. This one person commented, "Oh, when the government shut down and I didn't have any money coming in, these videos really helped me out." You know what I mean? So it's really on how you look at things, y'all. It really is how you look at things. And so yes, there are those who vibrate in the poverty consciousness, right? And then there are those who don't. So I want you to understand that if you are vibrating in the positive poverty consciousness, this is time for you to now check the thoughts that you are thinking, and time for you to now start thinking new thoughts, right? So when you change your thinking and your vibration, the change in your results become automatic. So what do I mean by that? What I want you guys to do is, I want you to so the practice that you want, before we move to the tech, here's your homework. So every morning in that 15-minute window, so you should do this every morning, right? So when you get up in the morning, in that 15-minute, I don't want you to rush. I don't want you, and also too, some of us should have like a bottle of water next to us because we should be drinking water when we get up. It's good for your system. But anyways, in that 15-minute window, right after you wake up, your brain is in alpha state and is highly subjectable, right? So what I mean by that is, during that time, this is the time for you to take the time to breathe, right? Breathe. Do not grab your phone. Do not do any of that. I want you to take your time to breathe. And if you dream, you guys should have a dream journal so you can write down your dreams. But take that time for you to pause. Don't touch your phone. Instead, visualize the life of your alter ego for 3 minutes. 3 minutes, okay? So, first 15 minutes, you wake up, don't touch your phone, just sit there in silence, breathe. And for the first 3 minutes, I want you to visualize your life, the life that you just wrote down, right on the right side of your paper. Was it the right or the left? On the left side of your paper, sorry, on the left side of your paper. And then that life, I want you to visualize for 3 minutes. Then set the alarm on your phone for 3 p.m. So 9 a.m., 3 p.m., 9 p.m. to recite your affirmations, right? So the affirmation I want you to recite is, you aren't trying to become her. Starting now, you are her. No, no, that's not your affirmation. Sorry. So, what I want you to do is create affirmations. Create like 5 affirmations that you are going to say to yourself. Either you're going to say something like, I am wealthy, I am worthy, I am loved. Whatever you need to say to yourself, I want you to create 5 affirmations that you're going to say to yourself. So, again, first 15 minutes, get up, breathe, spend the first 3 minutes, do not touch your phone, just visualize the life that you want. And then I want you to set your alarm for 9 a.m., 3 a.m., and 9 p.m. and recite your affirmations. Recite your affirmations during those times. Now that we've tuned into the frequency of wealth, let's talk about the tools that's going to help you build it. All right. Let me know how y'all feel about this section, and then we're going to get into chat GPT and prompting and all the things. Beyond Food Market, Jose. What? Miss Miss Tammy, what are you saying? Okay, let me know how y'all feel about the first section. Put in the chat or you guys come off the screen. Let me know how you feel about the first phase. If this was you, were you guys struggling with your mindsets, your emotion, your just getting to reaching your goals this past couple of months? Let me know how you guys feel before we move forward.
Well, for me, lately I've been focusing more on my mindset and trying to believe in myself more when it comes to my content, because sometimes I feel lost, like I'm doing it wrong. And then I'd be like scared to ask my mentor, like to ask you or to ask Dage or anybody else, because I know y'all be busy too. So those moments where I feel like I can't, like I shouldn't reach out to y'all, I have to remind myself like it's gonna be okay and I got this.
Yes, I love it. And you know what? I feel that and I see your response, Doc. So I'm gonna say something. But I feel that and I used to be like that, right? So women, just women in general, society just teach us that we need to be these high functioning beings, especially minority women. We need to be superwoman. We have to do all of these things. And so we don't ask for the help, right? So my mom passed last year and I'm still in shambles, but I was in shambles. And my best friend turns to me. She said, I thought you were the strong friend. I told her, friend, I don't want to be the strong friend. I don't, because the strong friend never gets to help. The strong friend is the person people ignore. Okay. The strong friend is, just the one that doesn't get the love and the support that they deserve. And so I looked at her and said, that person that you knew before she passed is gone. She went in the grave with my mom, right? And what I learned in that season of my life, thank you so much, Danica. What I learned in the season of my life is I was, I've always been that way, but I was always running around here helping everybody else, and not taking a pause to really, thank you guys, to really take care of myself, like really not just putting everybody first and not learning how to just put myself first and be okay with that. But society has taught us we have to put everybody else first, right? And what I want you guys to understand is no, you do not and should not put everybody else first, because if you are pouring out, and you guys have heard that, if you're pouring out of an empty cup, what do you have to give? Nothing, right? So you have to pour into yourself in order to pour out. Okay. So that's what I want you guys to get out of it. And so with Nika, you got all this help, girl, and you actually got access to all this help. And it's so crazy that even though we have the access and the people are saying, come to me if you need help, we are so afraid because of maybe the things that we were taught when we were younger, maybe trauma that we had, right? And so we have to reprogram our mind to be like, it's okay for me to ask for help. It's okay. I got access to these places, to these people. Let me ask for the help. Let me get the help that I need. Yeah, I love that. And Nika, you're doing your thing. I'm so proud of you. Okay, Dr. LaShawn, she said, I've been struggling with my mindset and goals. Yes. So yeah, mindset and goals are a big, big thing. And I'm gonna tell you something. What I realized is, y'all, when I started in this space, my nervous system was shot. It was just gone, right? But I was still moving forward, right? You could be high functioning and you can, us women, we could do a whole bunch of stuff, but our nervous system is just jacked up. So y'all, I was showing up every day, nervous system messed up, still showing up, still making money, but it was going as fast as it was coming. So I always felt like, oh my God, I gotta show up, I gotta show up. Even when my mom had passed, I felt the same way, right? I gotta show up, I gotta show up. And I was like, one of my friends told me, she was like, girl, your mom literally just passed. What are you doing? I took a sabbatical. Thank God for this in, another important thing that you need is a good support system. Thank God for the ladies that were in my support system that held me down while I was taking a sabbatical. And sometimes when I need some time away, I will do that. A lot of times we don't do that. Thank you so much. Yeah, you're welcome. We don't do that. We don't take time to just be like, okay, you know what? It's just not right. Let me not push past how I'm feeling. Let me take a pause, let me take a beat and go from there. All right. Can I add something? Of course. Go ahead and add.
Okay, so I know I already said it, but I just want to send you some love and I'm definitely, you know how people be like, "Oh, I'll pray for you," and that's their prayer. I'm I'm really gonna pray for you because you never, especially like a parent, you never get over that. They say it takes time, but that's something that you always work through. But I seen Dr. Lashana, she had mentioned in there about her mindset and her goals. And because, I decided to like, okay, I have to invest into myself and to make sure I put myself around, people who are already five and six figure earners. What I want to say is, as far as our mindset and our goals, you have to, so that at first I heard that it takes over 30 days for us to change, for our habits to change. But then I learned that it actually takes more than 30 to 60 days. It takes, I want to say, anywhere from 60 to over like 160 days, something like that, for you to actually be able to actually change your habits and things like that. So if I can just add in something that you're going to have to like start with changing like your morning routines and your night routines. There are like certain like neural waves that you can listen to, and start listening to like affirmations that's going to help you like change your habits. And like when you're going to sleep, there's certain things that you should be listening to. And also too, you should be reading like certain type of books, which I have books that I can recommend and that you even like can listen to. That's going to help you like change your mindset and even like you working on your goals. So you have to like start changing those little things, like your morning routines, your night routines. If like for me, for example, I have children, so I have to make sure I get them together, and then I'll go to put on my headphones. So instead of me watching a show or scrolling social media, I'm gonna change that with listening to certain things before I go to sleep at night, or even like putting those things on in my ear, to change your mindset and your goals and to start to change your habits. So I just wanted to throw that in there too, because I've been learning that. And I don't do it every single day. Sometimes I fall off just because I'm just a little bit busy. But I did notice that when I started to change those things in the morning and at night, that also helps my day as well. And it has been helping me change my mindset as well. So just wanted to throw that out there as well.
I love that. Thank you so much for throwing that out there because again, remember I was telling you guys you gotta create a night and a morning routine. I know a lot of people only talk about morning routines, but y'all, when you create a morning and a night routine, that is going to change your life for the best. And I love what Danica said, books, right? Because I'm going to introduce a book to you guys. So inside of the VIP membership, we are going to be going over the book We Shall All Be Millionaires, but I want everybody to do this. And this is very important, especially for women. We Should All Be Millionaires is an amazing book because in that book, she is talking about why women should want to get to $1 million. Why you should not 100,000, no, $1 million. Why you should want to be a millionaire. Mainly because when women have access to wealth, we make the world better. Period. I don't care what nobody say. When women have access to wealth, we make the world better. Okay, we educate, we nurture. That's just our nature. And so, with that being said, thank you so much. Love what you said, Danica. That's so true. Another thing that I wanted to tell y'all. So, what I started doing. Thank you for sharing your morning and your night routine. What I was doing in the morning was I said, okay, I wanted to get up, and the link I put in the chat is for We Shall All Be Millionaires if you guys are interested in getting the book and following along. But what I would do is I would get up in the morning, and I would listen to a guided meditation, right? Also, the thing that I was telling you guys about, writing on one side of the sheet your alter ego, so the person you want to become, and give it a name. And then on the left hand side, your current state, and then write, all the things or your thoughts that you have right now. So I started to visualize my alter ego, right? So I was doing this last year. I'm gonna tell you what happened. So I did the whole and I learned this from another coach that I have, but he was telling us, how to identity shift. And so I called my alter ego Coach Mara. I had never called myself that before, but I went live after writing down and visualizing and doing this for a while, and everybody started calling me Coach Mara, right? And it was so crazy. It was the craziest thing ever. But what happens with your mind is, if you believe that you can have $1 million, it may not happen right away, but your brain is going to find opportunities and ways for you to get that $1 million. Okay. But also, too, your habits and routine kind of foster that. So, what do I mean by that? If you're sitting up here doom scrolling TikTok all day, or you're watching Netflix all day, what is that really doing to your mindset? Is that going to help you get to your goals? Or is that just going to put you in a bigger funk, right? Or like Danica was saying, she got kids, so she was like, "Hey, I'm gonna get the kiddos ready. I'm gonna put this thing in my ear so I can listen to it, so I can get myself prepared for the day." It's all about what you do that's gonna foster you getting to your goals quicker. Okay, does that make sense, y'all? All right, Miss T said it's the mindset, and I do want to meet my goals. I've been working on things, and I've been struggling with getting things position right in Canva. Then I get frustrated and stop. Our then then I get frustrated and stop because I already be tired from working 2 jobs. Okay, got you. Um, okay, one thing, and I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at what you said about Canva. It was one thing that I really, really wanted to learn about Canva. So it's this lady that I started watching, and I got a few of her things. I always believe in investing. If you have a course or something I can buy into, I'm buying it. Okay, because I give me the shortcut, coach. I don't want to learn it on my own. Tell me what I need to do. Right? That's just me. Some people want to do it a different way. I pay for it. But anyway, so when I got her course and stuff, oh my God, I was like, yes, I love it. But what I wanted to say to you was, I was so frustrated because it was certain things I just didn't know how to do in Canva. And I was just like, dang, I'm getting frustrated. But I had to step back. So what I want to say to you is, number one, everybody in this room, just everybody who's listening to me, you need to write down your goals. Okay. Write what you want to accomplish. Then once you write it down, then you give yourself a frame, a time frame, right? Whether it's a year, 6 months, 3 months, whatever that looks like. But I want you to only accomplish three of those goals. You hear me? Three. And the reason why is because we be having like 100 goals and we want to accomplish all of them. And the reality is, if you try to accomplish all of them, you're gonna get burnt out. So we don't want to do that. Once you pick your once you pick your top three, what I want you to do is start to create a routine. Really look at your schedule. And this is another thing I want to say to you guys. Look at your schedule when it comes to the goals that you want to, achieve. I want you to really look at your schedule and see the times that you have available, even if it's just 1 hour, to really focus on that thing, right? 1 hour a day, 1 hour a week, whatever that looks like. Because a lot of times we in our minds we be like, I'll get to it, or I'll do it, or I'll do it when I get a breather. No, I need you to make those goals a priority. Make it like you got a court date, like you got to go to the doctor. Anything that is important, y'all put that in your planner. I know I do. So put the the goals that you want to meet in a planner in your schedule, so that it reminds you, okay, hey, today I got to sit down and I got to create content. All right, what is my goal? My goal is to make 5,000 a month. How am I going to do that? Well, I got a product that's $100. If it's $100 and I'm trying to make 5,000, then I need to get 50 yeses. I got to get to 50 people this month that's going to say yes to my $100 product. How am I going to do that? What is my IPAs? What is my income producing activities? Y'all see what I'm saying to you guys? Because there are pockets within our schedule that we can do certain things, but we choose to do other things, and that's okay. But what I want you to realize is when you lock in and you tell your friends, I can't go out this weekend. I can't, go to brunch today. I can't, whatever. I need to lock in for the next 6 months. Guess what? You will see the trajectory of your life change. So for Miss T, I want you to take your time and just breathe. And if you need to ask the question and I know it, I'll answer the question for you, okay? But Canva can be, excuse my language, a motherfucker sometimes. So take your time with Canva, okay? Take your time with Canva and really don't beat yourself up because sometimes you can get frustrated. But take your time, and then a lot of times you just got to walk away from the work. Just walk away for a minute. I would say if you have some grass, take off your sandals and ground yourself. Maybe take a walk and then come back to it again. Because what happens is when you're working on something for so long, your brain can't see can't see the solution. But when you walk away and you take a breather, maybe drink, go take a walk, and you come back, then you can see the solution. I hope that made sense. Okay, it's a fun activity I want to do with you guys before we get into uh, the prompting part. But let's talk about ChatGPT. So at the end of this little thing, anybody else have anything else they want to say? I love this conversation. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, let me know if you guys have anything else, and then we're gonna move forward. All right. So let's talk about ChatGPT real quick, and then we're going to talk about the fun activity we're doing, and then we're going to talk about prompting. So, two things have happened with ChatGPT within the last couple of weeks. Number one, a whole bunch of people have left ChatGPT because Chatty said okay to the Pentagon with using their software, for different things and accessing people's information. So a lot of people are like, hell no. Let me go over to Claude. Okay. Let me go over to Claude because Claude told the government no. Okay. Told the government no. Now I'm gonna be honest with you. Um, I haven't really learned Claude that much. I am getting into it. Um, does what ChatGPT did concern me? Of course it does. But I feel like a lot of these companies, in some way, the government has access to it anyways, but that's neither here nor there. But do I still use ChatGPT? Yes, I do. Am I considering Claude? Maybe, but that's why I tell you guys, try out the software first before you move forward. Okay. Um, so with that being said, ChatGPT just dropped something called GPT-2 where you can the images that you're creating are just ridiculous, right? So the images, like I created this and this, like all these different images are like coming out amazing. Also, you can create all if you go to more and you go to images, they have like different prompts that you can use here. You can sit up here and create app designs, makeup guide, chibi stickers, like all the things. So this is really, really fun. It's blowing a lot of people out the water. I've been struggling with Chatty for the longest. Why? What's going on? Why are you struggling? It has illustrated recipes that you can do. It's so fun, right? So today, what we're gonna do is what I did was the cartoon strip one that they have in here. I took the so this is the cartoon strip. You can turn yourself into a cartoon strip. So what I want you guys to do today is I want you guys to take the prompt inside of the worksheet that I gave you. Okay, so what I want you to do is, so this is more manifestation than anything. And I want you to upload a picture of yourself or a cartoon picture of yourself, but some type of picture. Um, and what it's going to do is create some type of like a manifestation image. So let me show you what I mean by that. I'm going to show you how I did it. Okay. And then I want you to post it on your socials. And then, under your socials, these are the hashtags I want you to use. Worksheet link. I'm going to give that to you. Hold on. There you go. So what we're going to do is, um, oh, shoot. Let me copy this. And if you cannot, you know, what is this called? Copy and paste. All you do is go to File and click on Make Copy, so you can write on it or edit it or anything like that. Just all you need to do. Just go to File and then click on Make Copy. It's going to make a copy, and on the copy is where you can write and make changes to it. Okay. Got it in the chat if you got it. Okay. So now what you're going to do is take the prompt, halfway giving me stuff and saying, okay, it's going to work this time, no fluff, then still give me 2 or 3 lines. Are you still on the free version of Chatty, Miss Tamma? Okay, so then you put the prompt in and then you're going to upload a picture. Okay. You could do your AI twin, or maybe you have your own AI or something, but just upload a picture. So I'm gonna do my AI avatar. All right, so I'm gonna upload a picture of her in there, and then and there we go. I've already done this. Of course, you've seen this, but I wanted to show you it. It's the paid version. Okay, so we're talking about prompting today, so maybe it's the way that you're prompting it. So we're gonna get into that a little later. So just give me a minute, and then we'll see what you're prompting it. Maybe you're not prompting it the right way. So, oh, sorry, y'all. I was supposed to put create, or maybe I read that wrong. Okay, whenever it does this, then just because I know I put create in here, just tell it to please generate the image for me. So please generate the image. Because sometimes Chatty doesn't understand. Okay, there you go. Got it. Okay, awesome. Now, what I want y'all to do, I do want to see y'all images. So if y'all do generate it, please go into the community and post it in there, please. I beg of you. I want to see you guys' images, even if I can't see it in here. But go into the community and post it in there. But it's supposed to be like kind of like a vision of who you are now and the transition you're getting ready to take. Okay, from your old self to your new self. And you guys can play around with the prompt if you want. You could switch it up, make some changes, maybe even create social media posts with the prompt if you want to do that. This is just a fun activity, to give you guys, and just show you, like, just the different things that ChatGPT is doing. Have you guys been playing around with the images inside of ChatGPT? Put a one in the chat if it's a yes. Put a two if it's a no. All right. So this is what we're getting. The old identity. Why does it feel like I'm doing one, one, one? Okay, awesome. The old identity. Why does it feel like I'm doing everything and still stuck? Same habits, same results. Number two, decision. I'm not her anymore. New mindset, new identity. Isn't this cute? I love it. Just created Zora Lee Magnet. You did? Okay. Yeah, you did. You did. You did. I remember now. Number three, the shift begins. I don't chase, I attract. Discipline, align, pay. And then number four, pay off. Oh, this is normal now. Yes. Can we get the problem? It's in the worksheet. What what would you put in, Chatty? Let me give you the worksheet. link again. Let me get that and put that in there for you. So click on the worksheet on the bottom part of it. You're gonna find the prompt and it'll be there. I didn't want to put it inside of there. But yeah, so let me know. Y'all drop whatever yours created inside the community because I want to see what you guys got. Okay. Also use this as like a vision board for you for now. So whenever you're getting discouraged and all the other stuff, look at the phases that you're going through. You went from old identity to decision to shift to payoff. Okay. That's where we want to get to. We are at the payoff. Well, that's where you at right now. The whole goal of this exercise is to get you to the payoff version of yourself, right? You imagining getting that notification. You got the 1200, you got the 10K notifications coming to your phone, okay? Whatever that may be. You're welcome. You're welcome. So use that. So that's a fun activity. And then if you guys post it on your socials, use those hashtags and tag me in it so I could what is it? So I can write you guys back, okay? Put got it in the chat if you got
I have
it.
a question.
Uh-huh.
Can you hear me?
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Well,
Well, we're no, you're okay. Can you hear me?
yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. When we're using the prompt and the whole shift activation that you gave us, it says request edit access. Do you need for us to make a copy? I might have missed that part.
Yeah, make a copy. Go to file and make a copy.
Okay, perfect. Okay, thank you.
Okay, awesome. All right, so let's talk about prompting properly inside of Chat GPT to get what you need. Okay, so one thing I want to start off is that when you are dealing with AI, okay, there is a wrong way and there is a right way to do everything. Okay, especially when it comes to getting the right output out of the AI, right? So when it comes to prompting, you know how they say garbage in, garbage out. Well, that's the thing when it comes to these large language models. A lot of times we could just go in here and just be like, okay, Chatty, I need you to do blah 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 blah, and we don't put ourselves into it. We don't give it any type of context or roles. None of that is done within it. And so that's why we're not getting what we need. So hopefully this is going to help. How are we sharing? Mine's finally came up. Okay, go inside of the Creator Lounge and post your image in there. And then also too, if you follow me on yeah, you do follow me on socials. So you could post it on your socials and then tag me in it. Use those hashtags I gave you, and so I can go in there and write on your post. Okay. Okay, hold on. Let me give y'all the worksheet for this, for the prompts. Okay, so this is what I want you guys to do. All right, this is the link for this worksheet. So the first worksheet was for your mindset. This is for um us talking about ChatGPT. So, all right, so we've shift our identity. We've held the funeral for for the old version of ourselves. Now, let's it's time to talk about execution. Most people get AI slop because they talk to AI like shouting into the void. But you're going to talk to it like a CEO talks to a high level consultant. Your brain is a supercomputer that processes 11 million bytes of information every second. ChatGPT is just an extension of that power. I'm going to repeat that again because I think that we do not understand the power of our brain, our human brain. Okay. Let me just say this. AI is powered by humans. Everything that we put into AI, that's where they're getting the information from. They're not just getting this from the air. AI is only smart as the information we put into it. Okay. It is just as smart as all the information we put into it. Okay. So if you don't put enough information in there, then it knows nothing. You don't know anything about your situation or anything. So you have to put in the right information. So I'm going to say this again. Most people get AI slop because they talk to AI like they're shouting into a void. But you're going to talk to it like a CEO talks to a high level consultant. Your brain is a supercomputer. Your brain is a supercomputer, y'all, that process 11 million bytes of information every second. ChatGPT is just an extension of that power. Okay, so our brain is a supercomputer. There's places in our brains we have yet to unlock. Okay, so to get the results that aren't generic, we want to use the crisp E method. And I'll tell y'all what the crisp E method is. This is what the pros at Google and Amazon are using to stay 3 times more productive. Grab your journal or your worksheet. Here's the breakdown. So before we get into the breakdown, I want you guys to give yourself a clear money goal. What is one realistic income goal you want to hit first? So in your business, our subconscious is so powerful, Danica. It's so powerful. It's ridiculous. That's really why I want to go into mindset for real, for real. Like I'm really gonna go into it because I really feel like we sleep on that mindset portion, but it's so powerful. But I want you guys to give yourself one realistic income goal you want to hit first. Okay, so for the month of May, and I'm going to keep everybody in this room accountable. It's 11 of y'all in here. 10. It's 10 of y'all, 11 including me. 10 of y'all in here. And I want you to just sit on this for a little bit. Don't rush through it. Don't feel bad. Don't think about your number as little, big, none of that. I don't want you to think about any of that. But I want you to give yourself an income goal for the month of May. How much money do you want to make for the month of May? Put it in the chat. I'm gonna give y'all like 2 seconds to think about what your income goal is for the month of May and drop it in the chat. Drop it in the chat for me. Danica say 30K. I know that's right. Yes. 10K, 10K. I didn't see yours, K. I just seen yours. Okay, Danica say 5K, 10K, 30K, 1K, 3K, 10K. Yes. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay. Now, what I want you to do when you are strategically thinking about how you are going to, not how you're going to make it happen per se, but what the vehicle you're going to use to get to your 30K. Dr. LaShawn said 4K. Okay, cool. Um, I want you to really, when you're doing the goals, break it down into days, then into weeks, then into break it down into days and then into weeks. I think I said that right. But let me tell you what I mean because I don't know if I'm saying it right. So let's say my goal this month is to make 5K. And I said this already, but I'm going to say it again. And I have a $100 offer that I need to get 50 people to say yes to my offer. Okay? I need 50 people. So how am I going to do this? Right? What I need to do is um my strategy would be okay, let me go ahead and I know I got to do email marketing. I know that I have to do my post, my content, got to get my content prepared. Just there's some income producing activities I need to do. So then now that you guys have your number, what income producing activities you already know, how many people you need to get to say yes to your offer. Now, what income producing activities do you need to do every day to get to your goal? That's the next thing I want you to write down. You don't have to put this in the chat. because you guys can give me a number, but if you don't do the thing to get to the thing, then you're never going to get the thing. Now, when you're doing your income producing activity, I don't want you to focus on the number. I don't want you to focus on it. I just told you to write down the number so you have something to focus on. I mean, so you have something to a goal to meet or whatever, but I don't want you to focus on that only. When you're doing your income at producing activities, this is a way of you collecting data, if that makes any sense. Okay. You're just collecting data. That's it. And the data you're collecting is what's working, what's not working. That's it. If you meet that goal, amazing. If you don't, still amazing because you know what you did right, you know what you did wrong, and you know what you need to do more, and you know what you need to do less. Put got it in the chat if you got it. So you got your number. Now I want you to write the list of income producing activities you need to do on a daily basis in order to meet that goal. After you write the activities, the income producing activities that you need to do, the next thing I want you to do is I lost my train of thought. Y'all know how you be thinking you're multitasking, you're talking and multitasking and this all at the same time. Hold on. Give me 1 minute. I'm gonna remember, but I can't remember now. But anyway, so those are the two things I want you to do. You got your number. Um, you know how many people you need to get to say yes. And oh, I remembered. Now I need you to put it in your calendar. I need you to schedule the activities. Schedule it like it's the most important thing in your life. Okay? So those are the three things I want you to do. And if y'all keep in touch with me, because I want to know what you guys, if you, what you are doing as you're going through this process. I won't be here next week because it is Mother's Day weekend, so we won't have class. And then the next 2 Saturdays, another one of my coaches gonna. So you guys may see me at the end of the month, but most likely you'll probably see me in June. If you're not my students, if you're not my student, if you are my students, y'all see me every Thursday. But I want you guys to keep me in touch with how you're doing. Okay. I've never done that before. Yes, yes, that's what you do. That's how you get it done, y'all. That's how you get it done. You write out your number. Okay. You find out how many people you need to say yes to your offer, however your offer is. And then after you do that, figure out your income producing activities. Once you figure out your activities, then you schedule that bad boy in. Okay? That's how you get to your thing. So I'm gonna use another example real quick. So they tell you when you lose weight, losing weight is more about what you eat rather than you working out. All working out does for you is really help you with your muscles and stuff. But if you want to lose weight, it really is about what you eat, right? So um if you're focusing on just just losing the weight, then focus on your eating. But if you want to lose the weight and you want to sculpt your body a certain way, then you do both, right? So and they tell you when you are losing weight, what you need to do is you got to meal prep, right? So number one, let's think about it with losing weight, right? So how much weight do you want to lose? 100 pounds. How long do you want to lose? How long do you want to take to lose 100 pounds? Okay, I want to lose 100 pounds within a year. So then you take that number and you divide it into 12. Um, and I can't tell you what it is off the top of my head. 100 divided into 12 is 8.3 pounds a month. But you can't really do that with weight. It's really technical, but let's say we do it. So we need to lose 9 pounds a month. Every month we need to lose like 9 pounds. How are we going to do that? What kind of exercise do we need to do? What kind of foods do we need to eat? All of the things. You got to get the information in order to get to your goals. It's never like, okay, this is what I want to do. Okay, well, what are you going to do to get there? What are the things that you need to do to get there, right? So then you say you need to lose 9.9 pounds a month, right? So then you then do the meal prep. How many calories do I need to eat? What kind of workouts do I have to do? And then if you keep doing that consistently, you will see the weight fall off. Does that make sense? So that works the same way with the weight loss thing when it comes to you guys achieving your goals. Okay. I hope that helped. All right. Number two. Um, okay, let's not talk about that yet. Okay, so let's talk about prompting in the right way. Okay, let's talk about prompting in the right way so you can get the right output. So, when you are prompting, the way that you should speak to your AI, right? So, this is called the CRISP E method. So, CRISPE, the letter E, okay? So, C stands for content, context. So, CONTEXT, context. So, you need to start with context. You have to set the stage. AI does not know you're a digital marketer strategist unless you tell it. Tell it your background, the current situation, and exactly who your audience is. So, inside of my community, right, those who are VIP members, premium members, I always tell them that they need to create a buyer persona. Always. They need to have a PDF of their buyer persona somewhere so that they can upload it to the GPT so that it can understand who you're talking to. It works the same way, right? Whenever you're talking to AI or you're bringing up another chat, it doesn't know who you are unless you trained it. Unless you went to the back end of GPT and then you customize it and trained it to who you are, it doesn't know who you are. It doesn't know the situation that you're in. So you got to give it some kind of context, right? It's just like you coming into a conversation. I come and start saying, "Girl, I'm so mad, and I just can't believe da, da, da," and I'm just talking, and you're confused because you're like, "Well, what happened? Why are you mad?" Like, you're I'm expecting you to know exactly what happened in order to solve my problem, but I don't have any context. I don't have any backstory. I don't even know what you're mad about. You feel what I'm saying? That's the same thing with the AI, whether you're using ChatGPT, Claude, whatever it may be. So you need to give it some type of context. Okay. Number two, R, the letter R, you need to give it a role. So give it a persona. Don't just say, write me an email. Don't do that. Say, act as a senior data analyst with 15 years of experience. Think of someone you wish you had instant access to and make the AI become them. So I love listening to Myron Golden, and sometimes when I want to make my offer sound really good, I'll be like, act as Myron Golden and help me create a great offer. Okay, act as blah 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 and help me do da da da. You know what I mean? And it will come out with some really great stuff. So a lot of times no, not a lot of times, you need to give it a role. You need to tell it what it's doing, who it's being so it can do the thing that you need it to do. Okay? Put God in the chat if that makes sense, y'all. Okay, next one, number 3, instructions. So this is the what and the why. Okay, this is the what and the why. Be crystal clear about the task and the end goal you're trying to achieve. Start the sentence with an action verb like generate, analyze, or write. Okay. So it'd be like, okay, act as Myron Golden and write out a great sales pitch for my digital product. I'm giving interesting. Got it. Okay, awesome. Right? So act as, right? So this is the context part. I would say I just created this ebook called Manifesting the Life of Your Dreams. And my target audience is already attached, right? I already have my audience attached. Myra is my uncle. Yeah, I love Myra Golden. He is the truth. So let me give you an example. I like to show you guys that. It's better if I show you. All right. Let me attach my buyer persona. I'm not gonna show you this part because I already do this in like a lot of my classes. So this is a different part. But if you already know how to create one, create you a buyer persona of your target audience. But anyways, so I would say um let me see. I'm Mara, side hustle strategist, and teach women how to use AI and digital products to supplement. Now, my AI already knows me, but this is just for you to supplement their income. I have created an 5-day challenge called Manifest the Life of Your Dreams in 5 days. In 5 days, um, act as Myron. Okay, so remember, I gave it context of who I am, what I did. Okay, so now it understands about backstory. Now I'm gonna give it a role, right? I'm gonna tell it what to do. You could put Alex Hermozis if you want, anybody who you admire, whatever. Myron Golden. Act as Myron Golden and write a great sales a great offer I can create for my audience. Okay. All right. So now that I've given it instructions, the next thing is um specifications. Okay. Specifications. You got to be specific. How do I create my persona? What questions do I ask? So your persona is pretty much your target audience. So you're going to ask it to create a profile of who your target audience is and just ask it to ask you questions. Um it's a whole process. It's a whole process. Um but yeah, that's pretty much what you do. It's just you building out a profile of who your target audience is, and that's what it does. Does that make sense? I hope that does. Okay. So okay, so you want to be specific, right? So this is the how. Okay, so the instructions is the what and the why. And then your next step is S, which is specification. This is the how. So do you want a table? Do you want bullet points? Do you want markdown for a website? Define the tone. Is it witty, professional, or confident but approachable? Right. So this is very important. So write a great offer I can create for my audience, right? And you put I want it written. No, you know what? Actually, um, I'm gonna say I want hooks that will trigger my target audience's pain points and desired results. Okay, that's what I want. That's what I want. So I'm giving it specific things that I want it to do, and I say I want ooh it written in a motivational tone. Whatever your tone is, your tone can be motivational, it can be inspirational, it can be maybe sharp or witty, funny. Um just you can have it written in different tones, but what you need to figure out what tone you usually speak in, okay? Just your natural tone. Me, for me, I'm like hype. Really, sometimes I could be very funny and silly. So, I tell them to write it in my tone because you want whatever ChatGPT is producing to feel like you, to feel human. You don't want it to feel robotic. Put God in the chat if that makes sense. All right, let's keep it going. So P, performance, right? So P is performance. So set the quality standard. Tell it what success looks like and what to avoid. So, for example, tell it to focus on solutions you can implement within the last 30 days. Okay. So, you want it to perform. So, what do you want? I was telling it, I already told it what I wanted. I want hooks that trigger my target audience's pain points and desires. There you go. Performance. That's what I want. Okay. Told it the tone I want. And then the letter E, which is the last one, examples. This is a game changer. Show it what good looks like. If you have an old email or a resume, a layout you love, paste it in there and say, follow these instructions. So if you have an example of what you want it to look like, then use that. But let's go ahead and see what it does for me. Okay. Sometimes I don't put in examples. If I do have it, then I will. But there it goes. It said, all right, Mara, let's step into your Myron Golden bag real quick. Okay. Y'all see how my chat GBT be talking to me because it knows me so well. This is going to be bold, direct, and conversion focused while still aligning with your manifestation AI side hustle positioning. I'm building this around your core audience, like Simone. So it already knows my audience's name, right? So the offer, manifestation to monetization, the 5-day identity shift experience, not just another challenge. This is where you stop wishing for a better life and start becoming a woman who actually lives it. Okay. And it gives me all of these beautiful things. I asked it for hooks, it gave me hooks. It's telling me the shift. Okay, the shift. Myron Gold style teaching. Most people are trying to change their income without changing their identity, and that's why they are stuck. You're trying to earn more while still thinking like someone who settles. You're trying to build a business while still operating in fear, doubt, and inconsistency. That doesn't work. So it's giving me all the things. This is how you get the best out of your AI. Does that make sense, y'all? So you gotta give it, and I'll put it in your worksheet. If not, yeah, no, you know what? It's in there. It's in there. Sorry. Am I sharing your? No, hold on. Right here. So build your first power prompt, right? So you can fill in the rows. So fill in the blanks. So it says act as, you got your role, help me, you got your task. This is for audience, and then format, right? So you got your format and then you write your prompt. So you got all that for you right there in the worksheet. Okay. Put got it in if you got it. Okay. Thank you for the guidance, y'all. So it's giving you everything you need. Now, I would suggest that you guys always read through it. The first output should not be the output that you keep. Okay, just because it sounds amazing, read through this. Okay, because a lot of times we just take whatever ChatGPT gives us and go with it. Don't always go with the first output. Read through this, make sure you like it. If it sounds good, maybe you want to change some things, maybe you want to add some things. You could say, hey, this is great, but I would like you to do blah, 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 blah. Like, you know what I mean? Put it in there. And this is how you learn how to speak to it effectively to get the things that you want out of it. Does that make sense? Let me know if that makes sense. I'm gonna pause right here. If you have any questions, ask, and then we're gonna get into the monetization part of this. What are you guys' questions? Let me know what your questions are. If there are no questions, just put a two in the chat if there's no questions.
Mara.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
so my so Mari, you saying that even if Chatty is calling you by name, and even if Chatty is saying, I'm gonna write it in the warm, calm voice of yours, and do this and do that. You're saying we still need to feed it something?
Yeah. You do. You still need to give it context. Even though my chatty knows me for the most part, I still
Yeah.
need to give it backstory. I still need to give it information. It just knows as much as you give it. So you definitely have to give it context.
So what was that? What is that Bible thing that everybody was doing? The
Oh, the
personal.
brand Bible, I don't know about that one. I think that
Oh,
was
okay.
more
So that's
oh
not.
God, I forgot his name. But I know what you're talking about.
Oh, that's not feeding it something. What are we feeding it?
Okay, so what are you trying to do with it?
Oh, you mean each time? Like to get the results. Like I'm just trying to work on my
Yes,
e
each time.
each
Well,
time.
if it's just the same ebook, then
Yeah.
no, you don't have to feed it each time. It should already have the information.
Yeah.
But another thing I do want to say about Chatty, sometimes it forgets. So
Yeah, that's what he's
sometimes
acting.
you will have to refeed it. You will have to do it again.
Yeah. Okay. 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 Got it. Yeah, he's
Okay.
yeah. Okay.
Okay. Hey, anybody else? Anybody else have any questions? All right. So let's get into what you can actually do or ways that you can monetize prompting effectively, and going in here knowing how to speak to it in a human way and getting human inputs when it comes to chat gpt. Okay, or not even just chat gpt, you can use claude, you can use Gemini, all the things. Okay. So, all right, we have the identity of a millionaire. We have the communication skills of a prompt engineer. And also too, what I'm going to do is drop in the community because there are free programs or certificates that you guys can get, and be certified as a prompt engineer. That looks good overall, especially if you're working a 9 to 5. Having these different credentials, you could put that on your resume. Okay, because y'all have to understand within the next 3 years, businesses are looking for people who are efficient in learning how to communicate effectively when it comes to AI. And if you have that certificate, hey, look, I got this certificate. I just got one for free. I think it was last year. Can't remember. Yeah, I think it was like a year and a half ago, but it was a program that I got and I went in there and got me a prompt engineer certificate. And it was pretty easy to get it. So let me see if I can find it. Is this one? Yeah, it's this one. So I'm gonna put the link in the chat. But you can get free certifications when it comes to AI and these different things. Do it, especially if you're working a 9 to 5 and you want to beef up your resume. Go get these free certificates. Put that stuff on your resume, especially if you're going to be looking for a different job, or maybe you want to get a promotion, whatever it may be. Use AI as a way for you to do that. Okay, put God in the chat if you got it, y'all. All right, so I put that website in there. But anyway, so alrighty, so we have the identity of a millionaire, we have the communication skills of a prompt engineer. Now it is time to talk about the physical reality, putting money in the bank. We are shifting from thinking rich to moving rich. Okay, AI has collapsed the creation barrier. What used to take 3 months of filming and designing now takes a weekend because AI handles 80% of the grunt work, formatting, drafting, and organizing. Your job is the 20% that actually matters, right? Your unique perspective and the stories that keep you from becoming AI slop. Okay. So one thing I want you to know is that um since we are using AI so much, they created like different softwares where people know that you're just using the AI. You're not putting yourself into it, your uniqueness, your unique voice, all the things. So it's very important for you to add yourself into this process and not just give all the 100% of the work to the AI. No, really craft it to really sound like you and give it some human touch in it because that really is going to help you in the long run. All right. So step one, find the demand. Don't create a product and then hope someone buys it. That's the old way. We have AI to find exactly what people already spend money on. So use an AI agent to store the internet, Amazon bestsellers, Etsy top sellers, and Gumroad trends, right? So look for the intersection of what people are buying and what you know. You don't need a PhD, just need to have you need to solve a problem that people already have, right? If you've organized a meal plan system or a bookkeeper sheet, you're an expert to someone who still is struggling, all right? So, okay, now most of you guys already have a service, but I'm talking to people who maybe not have a product or a service. But if you already have a product or a service, drop your product or service in the chat. Like, what are you offering and how much is it for? Let me see what you guys have. If you already have a product or service. Now, if you don't have one, just put a one in the chat and then I'll go over the ways that you can use, you prompting and getting your certification and prompting, how that can help you when it comes to, generating maybe your first $500 online. And I'm going to give y'all some time to drop your offers. I have a 7-day jealousy guide reset book for $17 that follows my lead magnet. Okay, love it, love it, love it. One working on something. Oh, you're working on something? Okay, you're working on something. Okay, no worries. Um, Anybody else? Your offer. Again, if you don't have an offer, you can just put a one in the chat so I know what you guys are working on. What you guys are not working on, what you guys are working on. Also working on a 28 ebook for polyamory, and is it 28 day? Is this recorded because I was a little busy? Yeah, it is recorded, Miss T. It is. You'll get the recording. I'll drop it in the community. No worries. Along with the worksheet, 28 day. Yeah, I kind of figured it was a 28 day, $47. Okay. It's like 11 of us in here. So I should have like 11 no's. I mean, I should have either 11 ones or people putting their offer in there. Hi, Sasha.
What was the question?
The
Sorry.
question was,
Hey,
if you have a
Mara.
hey, if you have an offer, drop it in the chat and tell me how much your offer is. If you don't have an offer, just put a number one. So Coach Faye says digital real estate agent and t-shirt brand, also content creator. Okay, nice. I love it. How much is your digital real estate agent? Holding my offer currently, number one. Okay. Okay, black. Okay, one. You don't have an offer. Okay, no worries. Okay, cool. I know a few guys are probably working on, but I just want to make sure. Okay, so if you guys don't have an offer, I'm gonna start soon. Okay. Two and it's $27. Really? You got a $27 offer, Miss Tama? Let me find out. What are you making, Miss Tama? Y'all, Miss I've been knowing Miss Tama for almost 2 years now. June is gonna make it 2 years. I think June or July, one of those months. And I have been encouraging Miss Tama, y'all. Ooh, Jesus. For the longest. Miss Tama, you need to sell a digital product. But go ahead. What you making, Miss Tama?
I'm just not doing it. I don't want to say yet because I'm still working on it, but I mean it's almost finished, but I don't want to say yet. It's proprietary.
Okay, gotcha, gotcha. Um, Sasha say I teach drop shipping on eBay. Okay, cool. Um, Sasha is one of my drop shipping coaches, y'all. So if you guys want to learn drop shipping, she is the goat. Okay. All right, let's get into it. So let's talk about just the different offers that you guys can design. This is for those who don't have an offer and maybe you're thinking about getting started. Okay, so here's a few vehicles that I'm going to give you. So it's a few of them that you can do, especially if you know how to prompt very well. Wait, who? Because I need help with my TikTok shop. Sasha, it says SAHM boss. So stay at home mom boss. Sasha, say hi to the people so they'll know who you are. She has a whole module inside
Hey
of my community.
everyone.
She has a whole module inside of my community teaching you guys how to do your drop shipping. So if you guys are interested, just let me know. I'll drop the link in the chat. Okay. Well, I was gonna say, hey. They say, hey, Sasha. Um, interested. Okay, it's in the community, Nika. So you have access. Just go to the drop shipping one, and you should be able to see it. She breaks it down how to start your drop shipping store. She helped me with my drop shipping. She helped me start my drop shipping. And during the holidays, oh my gosh, ridiculous. All right. We'll probably have to bring her back to do a Q&A for you all, okay? All right, so what was I saying to you guys? Okay, so number one, the first step is you got to find a product that's popular. Also, too, if you're not on Reddit, y'all, you really need to get on Reddit. Reddit is another place, a great place for you guys to really study what people are struggling with and what people need. Um, there's people always asking in there, oh, I need ways to make money or whatever. Whatever you're doing, let's say you're selling, I mean, you are creating a hair care product. If you want to know what people are struggling with when it comes to their hair, go to Reddit. Reddit is a slept on place. And it's a really great place for you to do some market research. Reddit and Facebook groups. Those two groups, great place to do market research. Okay. So after you figure out the product that you want to create, okay, and you figure out that this product is popular, let me give you 7 friendly ways to hit your first $500, okay, using prompting skills we practice today. So number one, you can create a high ticket service. So use AI to offer resume and LinkedIn makeovers or website copying that actually convert. Okay. I'm gonna say that again. You can use AI to offer resumes. So this is for people who are really good at resumes. People who are really good at writing resumes. You can have AI, put your expertise into it, of course. But if you're good at resumes and LinkedIn, people are always looking for people to help them with resumes. And LinkedIn makeovers and websites now, with the advent of or the creation of Lovable and Base 44 and all these websites, you can create websites for businesses, or you can just create the website copy that actually converts. Okay, so that's one of the services that you could offer. The next service you could offer is content batching. Like, so a lot of you guys who do content on your own, do y'all know that there's a lot of local businesses that know nothing about content and need help? Did y'all know that? Y'all are learning AI and you can put together a proposal and make your first $100 at your local businesses. I'm talking about your hair salons. I'm talking about your barber shops. I'm talking about your that restaurant down the street that nobody really knows about, but the food is bomb. Y'all can really, I have my yes, and you could do what is it when you're the middleman with your AI consultancy. I just don't use it. You definitely got to start using it, especially to these local small businesses, gyms, bakeries, all type of. So think about local businesses that you can offer your services to, because you guys are learning how to prompt, you're learning AI. Okay. Got it in the chat. That makes sense. And then last but not least, y'all know I'm going to always mention it, is use AI to outline and draft ebooks, planners, or study guides that you create once and sell over and over again. Okay. So these are for my people who don't have an offer, and maybe you're thinking about an offer and you're like, well, Mara, I really don't know what to do. Just like Nika. Nika, you have your AI consultant certification. Well, go look at your local business. See what they need. Go visit them. So when I was in New Orleans, y'all, I'm in love with New Orleans. I love that city. But anyways, it's this store called this shop, this restaurant called Stuffed. Y'all, if y'all ever go to New Orleans, go to the restaurant called Stuffed. Oh my God. They have these beignets. Oh my goodness. I think it's called the Queen something. It got like crab and crawfish, and it just has everything and it's so delicious. And I have my AI, I'm an AI, a certified AI consultant as well. And I was thinking, dang, what kind of proposals can I, and I already got friendly with the people there, the staff. They already know me because when I was there, I was going to that restaurant every day. And I was just thinking, dang, what kind of proposals can I give this restaurant? You get what I'm saying? So you guys are literally sleeping on your first $500, your first $1,000 just with your local businesses. Okay. So don't be afraid to just sit down with AI. I already gave y'all the structure that you need in order to prompt it. Sit down with your chat GPT, have a conversation. And if you are a certified AI consultant, see how you can use that. Yes, I created an app using AI for a business and didn't get paid yet. Still working on it. Oh, congratulations. Well, at least you did it. Oh my God, that is so amazing. Let me see. I don't this is not what you call them. So the only thing I can do is just do the animations on the screen. But congratulations, Coach Faye. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, y'all. Y'all already have the skills to pay the bills. You already have the skills to pay the bills. You just got to know how to implement those skills in your everyday life. Okay. Um, all right. So let's see what it looks like if you want to hit $500 a day. Okay. So that's $1,500 a month. So one way you could do that is if you have a $1,500 offer. Okay, if you have a $1,500 off, 15,000, sorry, $15,000 offer. If you have a $15,000 offer, then your goal is to just get one client to say yes, right? But let's say you don't have a $15,000 offer and you have a $100 offer. Your goal is to get 5 people to say yes. Okay, so on and so forth. All right, so now, um, all right, so now, what I want you guys to do, okay, is I want you to now that we've done that, I've given the people who don't have an offer maybe some ideas that they can think about and sit down with ChatGPT and have a conversation about how they can make their first 5K. I mean, how they can make their first $100 or $500 on or offline, either way, however you want to do it. Um, what I want you guys to just take a minute to do. You're welcome. Way too cool. What I want you guys to do is before you leave the class, I really just want you to think about your skills and expertise that you already have. Think about the skills and expertise that you already have and you're not implementing. Think about things that people already come to you about and asking you to do for free, right? And then just talking to ChatGPT and see how that can be turned into a service real quick. How that can be turned into a service or an ebook or something that you can start to offer. Okay. My last advice for you guys when it comes to um, you know, really starting to generate income and maybe being consistent. Don't just have one offer. Okay, y'all? Start off with, whatever your low ticket offer. Low ticket is a mindset. Your low ticket offer can be $300. It could be $17. Really doesn't matter. But then you need a second offer. You need at least 3 offers, 3 to 4 offers. And what that does is you don't want to solve every problem that your customer has. You want to solve it in bites. So you just solve this problem, then you solve the other problem, then you solve the next problem, and then you solve it. And that's how you become, that's how you get reoccurring income. Because somebody's going to always have a problem. Somebody's always going to have a problem. And you want to create reoccurring income when it comes to that. Okay. So, what I want you guys to do tonight, even though some of you guys already have your offer, remember what I said earlier. What did I say earlier? I said, you got your number, right? So everybody put in their income goal. Then you break it down into how many people needs to say yes to your offer. After you break it down into how many people needs to say yes to your offer, then you need to uh, write down your income producing activities. After you write down your income producing activities, put it in your calendar. Okay. And then when you put it in your calendar, what I want you to do is, do the things, but also create other offers that will complement your first offer. Does that make sense, y'all? Put a one in the chat if that makes sense. And y'all will have the replay of what I just said because I don't remember. One. Okay. All right. This was fun. I had a great time with you guys tonight. Oh my God. This was amazing. All right. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Now, y'all know the first half of, dang, this was 2 hours. I didn't expect it to take that long. This is supposed to be a co-working session, but we still gonna do the co-work. If you guys have any works that y'all want to do, then you can do it. But before I leave, do you guys have any before we go into the working part of this session, do you guys have any questions for me? I'm gonna stop the recording.